AITA for telling my sister her wedding was a mistake and risking our relationship? This is a long one, so bear with me. I, 32F, have a sister, Emily, 28F, who recently got married to a guy named Josh, 30M. Our family is very close-knit, and Emily and I have always had a complicated but loving relationship. The problem is that since her wedding, things between us have taken a serious nosedive, and I'm starting to wonder if I was wrong to speak my mind so bluntly. Emily and I grew up in a small town with our parents and a younger brother. Our parents have always been supportive but strict, especially with Emily. She's always been more free-spirited and independent than I was, which sometimes caused friction. I went to college, got a steady job in a city a few hours away, and generally try to stick to what I saw as a stable, responsible life. Emily, on the other hand, dropped out of college, worked a few odd jobs, and moved back and forth between towns. About a year ago, Emily met Josh. At first, I was happy for her because she seemed genuinely smitten and, for what I could tell, happy. Josh is charming and outgoing, a bit of a bad boy type, but he seemed to treat Emily well. They moved in together within a few months, and before I knew it, they were engaged. This all happened very quickly, and honestly, I had a bad feeling about it. I couldn't quite put my finger on it first, but the more I observed their relationship, the more uneasy I felt. Josh could be controlling in subtle ways, like deciding where Emily could go or who she could hang out with. Emily seemed to brush it off, saying it was just how Josh showed he cared. Then there were the financial red flags. Josh was constantly asking Emily to lend him money for urgent expenses, and she kept saying she trusted him. I tried to talk to Emily about these things, but she always got defensive, saying I was being judgmental and didn't understand the relationship. Despite my reservations, I tried to be supportive. I didn't want to alienate my sister. But as the wedding date approached, things got worse. Emily stopped returning my calls as often, canceled plans, and started posting cryptic things on social media that made me worry she was unhappy. I also found out through a mutual friend that Josh had a history of cheating in his previous relationships, which Emily didn't seem to know. The wedding day itself was a beautiful event. Emily looked radiant, and there were many moments when I felt hopeful that maybe I was wrong. But after the reception, things started unraveling. Josh got drunk and made a scene, embarrassing Emily and some of the guests. The next day, Emily confided in me that she was feeling overwhelmed and doubting if she made the right decision. I told her, very bluntly, that I thought marrying Josh was a mistake and that she deserved better. She was furious. She said I was disrespecting her choices and trying to sabotage her happiness. Our parents got involved and told me to back off and support Emily no matter what. Emily stopped talking to me for weeks. I felt guilty, but also frustrated because I genuinely believed I was trying to protect her. Then, a few weeks ago, Emily called me crying. She said Josh had become verbally abusive and was isolating her from everyone. She wanted to leave, but was scared and didn't know how. I dropped everything and flew home to help her. We stayed at my place while she figured things out. Since then, Emily has been slowly rebuilding her life. She filed for separation, started therapy, and began reconnecting with friends and family. I thought this would bring us closer, but the tension between us remains. Emily keeps saying she appreciated my help, but can't forget how harsh I was about her marriage from the start. She says it hurt her deeply and that she's not sure if she can trust me again. I feel caught in a terrible position. I don't regret telling her the truth because I believe I saved her from a worse situation. But I also regret hurting her feelings and possibly damaging our relationship forever. My parents say I should have been more patient and supportive instead of confrontational, but I worry that being gentle would have left Emily stuck in an abusive marriage. So, AITA for telling my sister her wedding was a mistake and risking our relationship? Was I too harsh? Or was I right to be blunt to protect her? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of how she's treating my autistic son? This has been a huge source of tension in my family, and I'm honestly torn about whether I'm the jerk here or if my feelings are justified. I'm going to lay everything out because this situation is complicated and emotional. So, some background. I, 37M, have a 10-year-old son, Max, who is on the autism spectrum. Max is high-functioning, but has sensory sensitivities, anxiety issues, and struggles a lot with changes in routine and large crowds. Because of this, my wife and I have worked very hard to create a supportive environment for him and to advocate for his needs, especially in public or social settings. My sister, Sarah, 34F, is getting married next month. We were really happy for her when she got engaged, and we were excited to celebrate with her. We've always been close-ish, but our relationship has been a bit strained since Max was diagnosed because Sarah doesn't really get autism. She's made several offhand comments over the years about Max being weird or difficult, and while she's never said anything outright malicious, it's clear she doesn't have a lot of patience or empathy for his condition. When the wedding plan started, Sarah made it very clear that she wanted her wedding to be a perfect, elegant event with no disruptions. She stressed that it would be a formal affair with a sit-down dinner, live band, and a lot of people. She also said that she wanted no kids under 12 there because she didn't want the chaos children often bring. My wife and I tried to explain that Max is autistic and that this kind of environment is likely to be overwhelming for him. We asked if any accommodations could be made, like a quiet space he could retreat to if he got overwhelmed or the possibility of leaving early if needed. Sarah basically dismissed our concerns, saying she didn't want the wedding to be about Max and that it was just one night, and he needed to behave like everyone else. We were pretty upset, but decided to respect her wishes. We arranged for Max to be with a trusted babysitter for the evening, thinking this would be the best way to avoid any issues and still support Sarah from the sidelines. About 2 weeks ago, Sarah invited us to a dress rehearsal dinner at a fancy restaurant. We brought Max, thinking it would be less formal and that maybe it would be a good chance for him to get used to some of the people. Right away, it was clear that Sarah was uncomfortable with Max being there. She kept making snide remarks about how Max was too loud or not fitting in, and kept asking him to be quiet. Max got anxious and started rocking in his seat, which only seemed to annoy her more. Toward the end of the evening, Sarah's fiancé's family showed up, and they were openly staring at Max and whispering. I overheard one of them say, "I don't know why they even brought a kid like that," loud enough for me to hear. I was furious, but tried to keep my cool. When we got home, my wife and I talked it over and decided we couldn't just keep ignoring how Sarah was treating Max. We told her we wouldn't be attending the wedding if she didn't commit to treating Max with respect and making some accommodations. We said Max deserved to be treated like a human being, not like an inconvenience. Sarah responded by saying we were being dramatic and selfish, and that she had the right to have her perfect wedding without special snowflakes ruining it. She accused us of trying to make the wedding about Max and being overprotective. She also said that if we didn't come, it would be our loss, and she didn't want that kind of energy there. This blew up into a huge family argument, with other relatives taking sides. Some say we should just suck it up and go, for Sarah's sake. Others agree that Sarah is being unreasonable and cruel. My parents are disappointed in me for not supporting Sarah, but they also say they don't want to put Max in an uncomfortable situation. I feel stuck. On one hand, I want to support my sister on her big day. On the other hand, I can't put my son in a situation where he will be judged and mistreated. I'm trying to balance being a good brother and being a good father, but I'm afraid Sarah's stubbornness is making that impossible. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of how she's treating my autistic son? Or should I just set my feelings aside and go for the sake of family? AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she asked me to pretend to be in a relationship with her fiancé's best man. So, this is a pretty long story, but I'll try to be as clear and detailed as possible. It's about my sister's wedding, something I initially was really excited about. But what ended up happening has left me feeling like the bad guy in a story I didn't even want to be part of. I'm 28F. My sister is 32F. We've always had a complicated relationship, but when she got engaged last year, I genuinely was happy for her. Her fiancé, let's call him Mike, 33M, is a nice enough guy, and they've been together for about 2 years. I was looking forward to the wedding, being part of the bridal party, and all that. Now, the problem started about 2 months before the wedding. My sister called me out of the blue and said she wanted to talk about something important related to the wedding. I figured it would be something about the planning, bridesmaid dresses, or seating arrangements. What she told me, though, was completely unexpected. Apparently, Mike's best man, named Jason, 34M, is very closeted. He hasn't told his family or friends that he's gay because he's scared of the backlash. I know from the family gossip that Jason's family is super conservative and might disown him if they found out. My sister said that at the rehearsal dinner and wedding reception, Jason's family will be there, and they expect him to bring a girlfriend or at least appear to be straight. She said the plan is for Jason to pretend to be in a relationship with me. Essentially, I'm supposed to act as his fake girlfriend for the night. She said it would be easy, just some small talk, holding hands, dancing, maybe a few stage photos. She assured me it wouldn't go further than that. Just a harmless way to save Jason from a lot of trouble and help Mike avoid drama on their big day. At first, I was shocked. I told her I didn't know how I felt about that. I don't really know Jason well. I met him a few times at family events, and we're not close. I also felt uncomfortable pretending to be someone's girlfriend for a lie, especially for an entire wedding day. She told me that everyone involved agreed it was the best way, that Jason was relieved to have me on board, and that it was kind of a secret favor to help everyone. She also said if I didn't do it, it would cause a huge mess, and I'd be letting down Mike, her, and Jason. I told her I needed time to think about it. Over the next few days, I talked it over with my friends and partner. They were all shocked and told me it was weird and unfair to put me in that position. I felt that too, but I was also worried about my relationship with my sister and the rest of the family. If I said no, I'd probably be accused of being selfish or ruining the wedding. I called my sister again and told her firmly that I wasn't comfortable with the idea. I said I'd be happy to support Jason in other ways if he needed it, but I wouldn't pretend to be his girlfriend. She sounded upset and said I was making things harder for everyone and that maybe I didn't care about the family enough. The tension started growing after that call. A week later, I got a message from my parents, basically telling me I should reconsider and not cause drama. They said Jason was a good guy and that my sister was just trying to help everyone. I felt backed into a corner. When the wedding day arrived, I told my sister I wouldn't be attending if I had to be part of the fake relationship thing. She said that was ridiculous and begged me to reconsider, but I stood my ground. In the end, I didn't go to the wedding. My sister was furious and told me I ruined her special day. My parents are disappointed in me, and apparently, Mike and Jason were upset as well. Since then, my sister has barely talked to me. Family gatherings are awkward, and people have been dropping hints that I should learn to be more supportive. I'm still conflicted. On one hand, I don't regret standing up for what I felt was right. On the other hand, I feel like I caused a lot of pain for my sister on one of the biggest days of her life. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to pretend to be my sister's fiancé's best man's girlfriend at their wedding?